love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm dranked up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm dranked up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it.
I came over, I ain't sober, I'm still drunk, that's hangover. Might run it back when this page over. You the best thing, I done slaved over. Gon' arch you back and been way over. It's overdue for that understressing. Over him, now you underdressing. Call me up and I come finessing. Like, ooh, we shot it, what it do, what it don't. Baby, you a queen, you can move how you want. You was rocking with me when I couldn't stay afloat. They ain't never saying nothing wavy to a boat. Like, eyes up, look at me, now I'm the captain. Brought the camera, time for action. Split the legs just like a fraction. Tuck the napkin, time for snacking. You a mother meal. Tell me that it's mine, baby, tell me that it's real. Hit it to the max, well, tell me how it feel. It's gonna be a minute, cause I'm in it for the thrill. Make her feel like heaven, she gon' put me in the wheel. And willingly, I wanna do anything she wanna do. I ain't even wanna boo, but this is what the karma do. It's hard to be apart from you, cause ooh, I
love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm dranked up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm dranked up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it, you.
Say
Yeah. I'm tongue-tied, twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Well, I don't usually get like this. 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 Reminded of how I met you, tried to catch you falling. Instead I fell off myself and I just can't stop falling. These wings are gonna flap for me if I keep waiting. Keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. I don't get like it's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? I just wanna kiss you. Well, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Get like this. No. Loves me not. This bouquet is all I got. I'm dreaming, or could it be a future for you and me? She loves me, I know it's true. Or maybe I'm the fool for you. I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Yeah, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Oh, get like this. No, get like this.
Feel like falling deeper. Cold nights 난 너무 싫어. 기다리기에는 너무 길어. 줬던 내 사랑이 식어. 기대만 하는 것도 난 힘들어. No, I can't, just can't. 가져 내 맘을, 놔줘 내 가슴을 다 바쳐 사랑하기엔 내 자신이 너무 걱정돼. 바보 같은 생각이야. 알아 멍청해. 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지고 있어. 사랑이라는 거. Oh yeah. Baby, can't you come with me? Can't you hold my hand and 생각이 들어 해볼까 말까 내 다리가 걸어가는 방향이 어딘지 서로 궁금해져 버려 애써 맘 졸여 하늘만 보면서 언제쯤 알게 될까 너도 나와 같은 생각을 하고 있을까 한참을 멍하니 보다 보니 살짝 어두워진 색깔 불그스름한 노을의 때깔 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지고
You broke my heart a million times. Can't count the times I made you cry. Oh, we're such a mess now, and we're burning out. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you.
Mike.
I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. Perfect as the
One,
day
two,
goes
three.
by.
All right.
Even the worst ones
Let's get this going correctly, y'all.
make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time.
Stop the world
to work things out.
if it would give us time to work things out. Come on.
To work things out. To work things out. Baby. To work things out. To work things out.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
To work things out. To work things out. Can we be honest? You're my comfort zone. Whatever I say, don't let me go. I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you.
I can't bear the thought. Oh, we're on the wrong camera. We gotta switch the settings. There we go.
Even the worst ones, hey, they make me smile.
That's from yesterday when I tried to go live at the airport. It wasn't working. Good morning, Alicia.
To work things out. To work things out.
Sheet in the house. Hi, Ty. What up,
To
bro?
work things out, baby. To work things out. To work things out.
Come on.
To work things out. To work things out.
Let's get ready to read.
To work things out. To work things out.
Welcome to
To work things out.
my weekend was fantastic,
To
Alicia.
work things out.
It was a
To work
fantastic,
things out.
one of the best ones I've had in a long
To
time.
work things out. To work things out.
Make the switch. All right. Welcome to another chapter of Rich People Read, where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of the successful through the power of reading. Let me take my shoes off so I can get comfy. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm glad you guys are here. You know, we tried to read this book yesterday at the airport in Philadelphia, and they had a really fast internet connection. I used speedtest.net to check my internet connection. It was fast at the airport for free. I was like, wow, this is great. But they interrupt your streaming. They interrupted the stream, and I wasn't even gonna try it again. And so what we were doing is, what I was reading at the airport was chapter 5 and 6, which is what we're gonna read today, because I was supposed to read this on Friday, but I had to do some traveling, couldn't do it. So here I am. Didn't do it on Friday because I was traveling. I was at a conference in Philadelphia at the Mumia Obsidian Ali experience. I spoke on, I did a seminar on, I took some of the corporate training that I used to do and I condensed it down to an hour-and-a-half presentation and talked about entrepreneurship and fitness. Talked to the brothers about entrepreneurship and fitness. It was a great weekend. We had a lot of fun. Our shout out to Theo Wav and Obsidian. Those two brothers took care of me, and we made it happen at the Black Manosphere Meetup. It's an extension of the Black Manosphere Meetup, and it was the Mumia Obsidian Ali experience. We're planning on doing it again. We're just getting everything together, grabbing all the footage. We got video footage, we got photography, we got some logistics to work out, and we're gonna start planning for the next one. You know, the first, whenever we're doing a conference, it reminds me when I started my film festival back in 2004. It was a rough start, but I did really well. The next year, oh man, it was great. I remember when I had profited $11,000 doing the second year. The first year it cost me a bunch of money. The second year I made 11 grand. This is 2005, right? It's almost 20 years ago. And then it just went up from there until I sold the whole thing, got rid of it. But the Black Manosphere Meetup that was in Atlanta of last year, Theo says that what we did this past weekend was leaps and bounds better than last year. And if I have anything to do with the next one, me, because I know how I get down when it comes to planning events and corporate organizing, stuff like this, it's gonna be super amazing. I wasn't at the very onset of this one. There was some other people involved and had to move some things around. But if I'm involved with the next one, the Black Manosphere Meetup 2.0, or if we combine the Mumia Obsidian Ali experience into the Black Manosphere Meetup and make it just one global event, which would be, I suppose, our third event. Oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be something you guys don't want to miss, but we'll discuss that later. Today, we are reading the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition. This is a book which is a spinoff from the last book that we read in January, which was the Book of Obsidian, a guide to, wait, how did it go? I would like to say it exactly how Obsidian said it. Oh, let me start the giveaway. I forgot to start the giveaway. Boom, let's get that going. Make sure everybody types salute in the chat. Type the word salute in the chat, and then you'll be eligible to win free stuff at the end of the show. I always give away free stuff. You see Streamlabs right there pop up in the chat? That automatically is listening for anybody that types salute, and the contest program is going to work for you. It was a manual for the 21st century Black American gentleman. We read that entire book back in January. It's 40 something chapters. We had to read 4 chapters a day, and now Obsidian has come with the women's edition, which is what we're reading right now. And this has 20 something chapters, so we're reading 2 chapters a day. And this book is fresh off the success of his debut, the Book of Obsidian. Mumia Obsidian Ali continues the raw truth telling about the state of Black love on these streets, and this time around it's the ladies' turn. In the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition, Ali dares to tell the lovely ladies what so many others in Black love business simply will not, in no uncertain terms. Far too many of the quote-unquote experts in the Black love machine won't tell the ladies the bleedingly obvious reasons for how and why they're having such a tough time out in the 21st century Black American dating and mating landscape. And the proof of this fact is born out of the ladies themselves being increasingly dissatisfied with their prospects, romantic and relationship outcomes. After more than a decade of the most intense research and study, the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition, the one that we're reading right now, was written in direct response and goes where no one has gone before. If you're a 21st century Black American lady and want to get your Black love game back on track, read the Book of Obsidian, the ladies edition, if you dare. And together, my friends, we are going to read this book. Right now, we are knocking out chapters 5 and 6 today. We already read the introduction. We knocked out chapter 1 and 2. We knocked out chapter 3 and 4. And we knocked out chapter, and that's it. And now we're on 5 and 6 today. Today is chapter 5 and 6. And so we're going to catch up, and then we're going to read again tomorrow. And then we're reading again on Wednesday, and then we're reading again on Friday. We're going to knock this book out, man. And it's a great read. So far, the feedback I've been getting is, wow, I got to get a copy of this. If you don't have a copy of this book, ladies, and for this time, I get it. My channel is men centric, but I help the ladies as well. As I say, the ladies need to reverse engineer the information that I'm giving the men so they can get the better outcomes they want. But this particular book, we're speaking directly to the women. This is for you, ladies, so you can get your shit together, right? We're reading this so you can get your shit together. So I want everybody to please pull out your copy of the book. If you don't have a copy of this book, please click the link in the description of this video. It'll take you straight to Amazon to make sure you get the right version, right? You can get the downloaded version or you can get the full actual physical book. I suggest everybody get the physical copy of these books that we read at this book club. This is a book club. We talk on my channel, we talk about the two ships, entrepreneurship and relationships. And we flip-flop each month on which one we discuss or which one we read. Right now, we're reading a relationship. Last month was about money, entrepreneurship. Next month, it'll be about money, entrepreneurship. But right now, we're reading relationship stuff. And so we're going to knock out chapter 5, which is Welcome to My MILF Masterclass. My MILF Masterclass. I'm glad you guys are here. Hey, Princessa. It's good to have you here, love. Hey, Marvy. Hey, LaRonda. So everybody, turn your volumes up. Let's switch to our read screen. Let me fix my camera because this was the traveling setup. Switch over here. There we go. Get this going. And we're going to go ahead and get busy. How do I turn up the brightness? There we go. Let's turn the brightness up on this iPad. And let's get started. I'm glad you guys are here. Welcome to my MILF Masterclass. An interesting thing happened yesterday. Wait, hold on. Now, let me go over here and see. Because, Obsidian will give us a lot of stuff to read before we even get into the book. No, I want to read this. An interesting thing happened yesterday while tooling around on social media. One of the discussion forums that I belong to, which is not open to the general public, has a certain protocol for the ladies. As invited guests, they must submit several photos of themselves, a close-up of their faces, and a full-length pic of themselves as well. Additionally, they are to state their age, nothing scientific, but from the just eyeballing it, I'd say that at least 95% of the invited lady guests to this all black male membership by invitation only group have complied with the rules of the club, all but one. This particular lady, supposedly in her 40s, honestly though, she looks a decade older. She looks like she's in her 50s, I guess. Flat out refuses to comply with the customs of the group. There are black men who have full-length pics of themselves, present company included. And when we take a quick look at her social media page, we see why. There are roughly a dozen pics of her there, all of them tight close-up shots of her face, which is quite round, I might add. In other words, she's a quite heavy woman. Sidebar, I talked about this on my How to Swipe Right podcast. I did a show on High Value Shannon called How to Properly Swipe Right. No, I said it was called How to Swipe Right, the proper way of using dating apps. And one thing I mentioned, and one of the advices I gave ladies is, if all your photos is close-ups, that's a red flag. That's an automatic no. If all your shit is headshots, close-up tight stuff, smiling and showing men the same damn photo 10 times, we know why you're on the dating app, and you'll be there for a long time. Men want confident women. If you're not comfortable in your skin, take your ass to the gym. It's just simple as that. Stop eating all that goddamn macaroni and cheese and pick up a salad. Pick up a salad and drink some unsweetened tea. Start taking your vitamins and go to the gym. If you're too embarrassed to take a picture of your body while you're on a dating site looking for somebody, stop catfishing. All right, let's continue. This explains how and why she hasn't done all what the other ladies have done. Show her work. Marvelous, stop laughing. Nevertheless, she insists that her job and the money she makes from it is what should matter more than anything else. And is also quick to imply that this is also the reason why she's not able to garner a mate. She thinks because her money is the reason why she can't get no man. Because she just eclipses other men in this regard. When I responded to a question from the other younger ladies, do guys ask women? Wait. Oh, man. Hold on, you guys. It looked like my screen froze. Olan. You know what movie that's from? Olan. That's from Belly. All right, here we go. Do guys ask women what they do for a living by simply saying, I don't? It set this older bird off. She demanded that I explain myself, which I did, telling her that it was my experience that most black women's careers were not at all unusual or particularly earth-shatteringly interesting or important. As for their money, it was no good to me. She was furious. Not satisfied with one of the younger ladies in the forum acting as an Obsidian translator, she proceeded to act a fool for the rest of the evening, sidestepping my request to do what all the other younger, keyword here, folk, younger ladies of the forum had done. Indeed, had she done her work, I'd have nothing else to say. Of course, she never did. And we all know why. It all leads up to a very important question. What, if anything, do older black women in the main bring to a relationship? Notable and rare. Exceptions notwithstanding. Notice I said relationship because let's face it, few older black women, and for purposes of today's discussion, let's set that older bar at 40. Now, Obsidian, why did you set it at 40? You know that you should have set that bar around 36. You didn't gave 4 years grace to the women in America today. It's 2022. Obsidian, why did you choose 40? You know darn well you should have chose age 36, especially considering age 35 is middle age, right? If we're averaging living only 75 years old, you know, half of 70 is 35. So you didn't went up to 40. That's above average. That's above the average lifespan of black men and women. But okay, Obsidian says 40, so Shannon will acquiesce to 40. Our jumping broom these days. While we black Americans may be loath to publicly discuss it, the fact remains that marital rates for us are the lowest of all Americans, a complete reversal from a century ago, when race riots burned entire towns to the ground and the Klan marched in front of the White House. Many older black women think, as my older bird interlocutor last night, that their prestigious jobs, right, and the money made from the same somehow is what they bring to the table, which is really nothing at all for black men like me. Emphasize black men like me is what Obsidian is saying, which is to say elite. As I told her yesterday, her money, no matter how much it isn't any good to me, nor am I particularly interested in what she does for a living either. And giving her set in her ways disagreeable personality, coupled with what appears to be quite hefty figure that she attempts to hide in her photos, it's very hard to see what any black man with anything going on for him, including those of my age, and Obsidian is 53, by the way, would want with such a woman. Put this together with the fact that most older black women, like the one mentioned, bring... Okay. I don't know why I can't see stuff on my screen here. See, my monitor is not working. Oh, this is not... Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch this off. I'm going to unplug. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to try this one more time. Bring my mouse over here. And if this doesn't work, we're going to have to consolidate the entire screen. All right. Put this together with the fact that most ambitious, industrious businessmen, and again, it's hard to see what benefits accrue to guys like me for our troubles. The idea of a power couple, which is a lot of people looking for, right? Power couples hold strong appeal amongst this cohort of black women, the Generation X and the older millennial crowd, but has little basis in actually day-to-day fact. At 51, successful, ambitious, setting my own hours and making my own destiny, and I've been told I'm not too hard to look at, I might add, what does an older black woman bring to the table is an honest question. No matter how many of us may cringe at hearing it broached in a polite way. Perhaps that's because deep down we all know what the answer is. Mumia Obsidian Ali. I never really asked women what they bring to the table. It looks like my screen froze again. All right, so what we're gonna do is because this is not working out at all. So I'm gonna disconnect here. I'm gonna restart this iPad. How do we do this? Slide to power it off. Then I'm gonna come over here and give me a second, guys. I'm having some technical difficulties. Let's move this to this screen. There we go. I'll move this down out of my way. I'm gonna move this out of my way. Move this out of my way. All right. I hate that I'm reading like this, you guys, but we got to do what we got to do. And then I'm going to restart this iPad. Hopefully it's just the fact that it's been running for a week or so. All right. The above was a post. Hold on. And this, turn up the brightness on this. There we go. Everything's so set dark. The above was a post I made and published online in another private discussion forum last summer, detailing my experiences with an older black woman. Though we never had any intentions to be romantic or intimate or exchange is, in my experience and observation over the years, fairly common. Older black women is fat, aggressive, and thinks that her education and her earnings make up for the aforementioned two facts. Why am I harping on age, size, and attitude here? Why is Obsidian harping on age, size, and attitude? My iPad just restarted. I'm tapping in. I'm gonna let it fire up a little bit, and we're gonna give it one last shot. Why am I harping on age, size, and attitude here? The answer should be obvious, but in case it isn't, I'll be happy to lay it out for you. It's because the core target demographic of what I refer to as Black Love Machine are Black women aged 35 through their 50s and possibly beyond. Therefore, we're talking about solidly middle-aged Black female millennials, Gen Xers, and even some baby boomers tossed in for good measure. This is the core target demographic for some of the biggest names in the Black love business, like Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, Ayanna Van Zant, Michael Baisden, Derek Jackson. The list just goes on. And let's be honest about something else here while we're at it. There is a powerfully profound reason why you don't find many much younger Black women with a well-thumbed and dog-eared copy of Steve Harvey's Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, or Derek Jackson's Don't Forget Your Crown, or Ayanna Van Zant's Value in the Valley tucked under their arm. Because merely being younger and at least passively attractive is all they really need in the fiercely competitive 21st century Black American mating marketplace of love. If you're Black and a female and you're reading this along with Shannon, chances are very high you're not in your teens. This is to say 18 and above, nor are you likely to be in your 20s. You're not likely to be in your 20s. looking for love advice, you're very likely to fall into the demographic the aforementioned big names in the black love business have made their bread and butter. Even more to the point, you've read, watched, studied, and applied all the things these gurus have told you to do, with limited and highly mixed results at best. The reality of your love life is screaming at you that you need to do something different, which is why you're reading this book right now. That desperation is a powerful drug, so let's get right to it, shall we? Why should you lean in to being a MILF? A mother I'd love to fuck. That's what MILF stands for. Hold on a second. Now, I'm going to give this thing one last shot because I restarted the laptop. We're going to give this one last shot. I'm going to bring it over here. All right. Let's pray that it works. If you spend any length of time on social media, ladies, particularly Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube in that order, you're bound to run into many ads sponsored by an outfit called Masterclass. Various luminaries, notable people, and outright celebs grace their many infomercial ads, from the legendary Nas promising to help you become a verified lyricist like him, to Neil deGrasse Tyson making the case as for why, if you take his masterclass, you'll be a better and more round thinker, to Shonda Rhimes making her pitch to show you her book and screenwriting process, to the notorious Gordon Ramsay hollering and screaming at you to become one of his latest chef students, all from the comfort of your home. Aside from the slick production values and aforementioned study at your own pace vibe, the appeal of the masterclass is that they've attracted the best experts in their respective fields to teach you whatever you want to learn, all of whom are household names in their own right with long and verified track records of success. They can most certainly teach you how to get the job done, right? Well, if you would like to kindly suggest that the lovely ladies reading my book take up a masterclass of their own, it's called Pornhub. And you'll want to focus on the MILF section of that website. Yes, that's right, Pornhub. Don't act like you never heard it, because not only am I certain you've heard of it, chances are very high if you spend a bit of time there. So spare me the pearl clutching routines. You know, ladies, you do watch Pornhub. You do watch Pornhub. Don't front like you don't, right? But this isn't about satiating your own lusts, ladies. And we know that black women can be very, be every bit as lusty as any brother based on our cheating chapter for the lovely ladies, right? The chapter we just read. Rather, it's about making use of the world's most successful business when it comes to knowing how men think and knowing what men want. And when it comes to being successful in any field, the very step is knowing what your market wants. Know what men want, ladies. You, dear ladies, are in the market to appeal to a certain type of black man, right? You want a successful man who's ambitious. You want him high in social standing and status. The much coveted high value black man, and contrary to popular opinion and conventional wisdom, not all of them are chasing down young chippies. In fact, quite a few of these fellas can be quite satisfied with a lady closer to their own age, provided that she's still hot. Yes, Obsidian, it is extremely important, sidebar, that if I'm going to date a woman that's closer to my age, she has to be hot. That is a requirement. There's everything else is a non-starter. As I said before, if you are overweight, it's a non-starter. I'm not even interested in learning more if you're overweight. That's just how I am. I'm sorry. Don't blame me. It's just, I am what I am, right? If you are overweight, I am not interested in getting to learn more to see that I like that over the fact that you're fat, ladies. So that's important for you to know. So if of all your degrees and accomplishments and all the shit you got and all that kind of stuff, if you fat, don't talk to Shan in no romantic way. It's not going to go anywhere. It's a waste of your time. Hey, OG Patrice, good to have you here, love. Let's continue. And that's where the MILF section of Pornhub comes in. Now, Alicia, don't start with me. Don't start, Alicia. Don't start with me. What up, Sherwin? Now, before we go any further, because we're dealing with black folk here, let's get some things out of the way, right? First, I'm going to need you to get your sense of morality out of the way. The go-to first line of defense for black people, male or female, when they're threatened with a new way of doing something, right? Everybody's suddenly moral. Everybody's all of a sudden this new moral individual. Because most black people, in this case, black women of a certain age, are so used to losing in love for so long, they've made it a personal point of pride in being a lovable loser. We see and hear this sentiment all the time in Black America, especially when it comes to the ladies. I can do bad all by myself, right? I refuse to settle for less. That's what black women say, right? I know my worth. And other mantras are often cheered on by black love experts because they'd rather you parrot those talking points than tell you straight up what you need to do and change in order to be successful. And since I pride myself heavily on getting actual results, we're going to kick such defeatist nonsense to the curb. Moral victories are for losers. If you want to actually move the needle in your love life, you've come to the right place. Second, black women. Second, I'm going to need you to get your sense of squick out of the way as well. I wonder what squick is. Squick, in case you've never heard the term, and I haven't, simply means intense feeling of disgust, and will likely apply here as we take a deep dive into Pornhub in general, and their MILF section in particular. Try putting all that non-judgmentalism you've been preening about online to good use and apply it to black men for a change. Again, this is all about knowing what your market wants, right, ladies? And giving them just that. Many of you can be heard loudly crowing at Stephen Laboussiere events and the like, and as well on social media about how hoes be winning, right? But what you don't want to admit is the fact that they're winning because they know and give men what they want. Are the hoes winning? Yes. Why are they winning? Because the hoes is giving men what they want. They're giving men what the men want. If you're going to be competitive, and you have to be, ladies, you're going to need to be able to do the same. And you're not going to get there being all judgmental over what men desire and being more stubborn than a mule in refusing to do what's required to be successful. Like me, sidebar. I love me a good blowjob. This is sidebar. Oh man, I love me a good blowjob. It's far too many women out there I need you to be excited about giving blowjobs. I got one of the cleanest penises in the world. I'm talking fresh out the shower blow. I'm glistening water. I got chocolate skin. My dick is amazing. I love me a good blowjob. And I can't understand for the life of me why there's so many women that don't love giving head. Black women. Black women. Are the hoes winning? Yes, because the women that we call hoes is giving the men what they want. Don't be stubborn more than a mule in refusing to do what is required to be successful, ladies. Let's continue. Third, and here I'm taking a page out of Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg's book, Literally. I'm going to need you to lean in to being a MILF. After all, you're likely to be an older mom. You're probably an older mom. You're probably an older mom. Now, you just have to become the type that men would like to bang. That's all. Far too many black women in the demographic I'm talking about are either desperately holding on, that is to say, trying to look forever young and not in a good way, or they go to the other extreme and completely give up altogether. gain massive amounts of weight, they cut their hair or otherwise stop caring about their presence. You know the drill. If you're going to be successful out here, it will mean that you have to know and stay in your lane. As an older black woman, there is a lane for you to work and you can be successful in said lane if you actually know what the lane is, who the guys are that are in that lane and are willing and committed to doing the work to be successful in that lane. That lane is called the MILF lane, ladies. That lane is called the MILF lane. It's funny, sidebar, he mentions up here the forever young thing. You know, the first thing that came to my mind was Forever 21. You know, I'm in fashion. I'm downtown in the fashion district right now. I'm at my fashion studio. You know, on this side over here, we got my entire stock room full of clothes. You guys would not believe how many clothes and how much money I make selling items to women who ain't got no business trying that shit on. So many of you women are really trying to be Forever 21. I'll sell you the leggings. I have no problem. I will give you that bodycon dress. I have no problem. I know that you think you're going to look like the model on my websites. And you step out wearing it thinking that you look like the model on my websites. That's fine for me. It's good business for me. However, it is doing nothing for you in terms of mating and dating. Just want to put that out there. What Princessa say, Shannon? Plenty of women will lay upside down and put his sword down. No, they won't, Princessa. I know you think they will. Y'all not about that life, Princessa. They don't need porn for that. That's natural. We can skip this section. No, Princessa, stop it. Stop it. That's the trope that you guys be talking, but in reality, I mean, it sounds good in theory, but in reality, that ain't the case, Princessa. I wish it was. All right, let's continue. Pornhub proves that it knows men better than you do, ladies. Pornhub proves that it knows men better than you. According to Wikipedia, Pornhub, a porn company based in Montreal, Canada, was founded on May 25th, 2007. And according to a May 24th, 2021 piece published on MIAWW.com website, garners over 120 million visits on any given day. More than Amazon, more than Disney, or Netflix worldwide. Pornhub gets more visitors than people watch movies, shop online, or go to or have their kids watch cartoons. In addition, it has an estimated net worth of $1.69 billion. So I think it's fair to say that Pornhub knows how men think and what they want in women a far sight more than you actually do. Why am I even referring to porn at all, you might ask? Well, as the authors of the critically acclaimed book, A Billion Wicked Thoughts, points out, the global porn business cannot be successful. Why is this mic over here? Cannot be successful if it doesn't know or doesn't care what men want. In fact, A Billion Wicked Thoughts also points out that MILF is the second most searched porn term right behind teens, which is the #1 spot. Wow. No matter what anyone may think of, the porn business thrives precisely because it knows what men want. And that can be quantified and measured on the business ledger and spreadsheet in dollars and cents. One very nasty habit that both black women and men have in their aversion to hardcore measures of performance and benchmarks of achievement, and nowhere is this more evident than the arena of black love. As you will see, there are few prominent black players on the porn business scene, and one of the reasons why is due to the cultural quirk I'm talking about right now. Non-black groups, that is to say white people, Jewish people, Asian and Hispanic, all understand the importance of taking one's personal feelings out of it and focusing on the business at hand. And yes, life, love, relationships, marriage, and even fucking are a business. The proof of this statement abounds, and only black folks are continuing to duck their heads into the sand with the all too predictable result, failure. So unless you, my friends, ladies that I'm reading to, are in a position to say that your in-depth understanding and practical knowledge of the black male sexual psyche is such that it has netted you over $1 billion, it behooves you to take careful notes from here on out. Capiche? All right. Now, what is a MILF? Right? You know, I sell a t-shirt that says MILF. So, Marvy, can you run to Bars Raw, grab the link to the MILF hoodie. Grab the link to the MILF hoodie. No, grab the link to the MILF t-shirt and post it in the chat. Marvy, run over to Bars Raw, grab the link to the MILF hood, a t-shirt, and post it in the chat. We sell a t-shirt that says MILF because I want you to be a proud MILF, ladies. Just like I'm a proud zaddy, you need to be a proud MILF. If you are a mother that I would love to fuck, I need you to stand proud and let everybody know that you are that woman. Because I've learned over the years of writing, podcasting, and live talk radio hosting to never, ever assume that my audience knows what I'm talking about, I'm going to go over exactly what a MILF is. The term MILF is an acronym standing for mom or / mother I'd like to fuck. I thought it was love, but I like to fuck. That's fine. Mom, a mother I'd like to fuck, and has been around for a very long time. For example, the classic 1967 film, The Graduate, starring Dustin Hoffman and Anne Bancroft, is perhaps the single best exemplar of the allure of the MILF, which is to say that it refers to an older woman who is often a mom and who is either divorced, widowed, or indeed still married. Like, hey, Miss Parker, y'all all seen Friday. Don't act like y'all didn't see the movie Friday. Hey, Miss Parker. Oh, that's a MILF, right? Although deeply unsatisfied sexually with her husband, a MILF is a very attractive older woman, despite her age and having had kids. And a MILF has a very high sex drive, and as such is very forward in what she wants and goes after it along those lines. For legalistic reasons, the actual age range defining what a MILF is in porn world varies and often skews quite a bit younger than in real life, but is generally understood to be between age 35 and somewhere in their 50s. So ladies, if you are 35 and older and you got children and you single, become a fucking MILF. Become a MILF if you're not one already. All right. And that's exactly where the bulk and core demographic of the Black love business. Black women aged mid-30s to somewhere in their 50s. So that's where we're going to focus on here. Okay. As was the case in the aforementioned movie Graduate, MILFs are often depicted as temptresses seducing men into their charms. Very often, younger men are the target of their affections, which brings us to an offshoot of the MILF, the cougar. The cougar. An older woman who still got it. Reed is still very sexually attractive and who specializes in seducing younger men. More fantasy than reality, cougar exists but on the margins of romantic and sexual life and aren't anywhere as ubiquitous as many women online claim. In point of fact, older women don't tend to go for many younger men and tend to like older men just like their daughters or even granddaughters do. And I tell people all that at the time. Like, I'm at the age and I have the look that I can either fuck the daughter, the mother, or the grandmother. That's just where Shannon is right now. I turned 50 on the 9th. I turned 50 last Thursday. I'm 50 and what? So I turned at 8 o'clock. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm 50 years old in 4 days. And I am at the age where I can fuck the daughter, the mother, or the grandmother, right? And like he says, in point of fact, older women don't tend to go for many younger men and tend to like older men just like their daughters do. In any event, a very common trope for the MILF is that one of the boss lady. And this is another reason why Black women of the stripe we're discussing here should really lean in to the role because black women of a certain age take great pride in their educational attainment and career accomplishments. However, what many of these black women overlook, and I wonder if this is you ladies, I wonder if you're overlooking this, and what the MILF, as per Pornhub, highlights is that the MILF being a boss lady is only a part of her whole verve. Her physical attractiveness comes first. Not that she's a boss. You can't be a MILF if you're fat and sloppy. I don't give a fuck how bossy you are. You got to be fine first. She is hot, hot, hot. And on top of that, she's a boss lady. And she wields her authority and power with equal parts sexual attractiveness and boss lady bona fides in the mock office setting of the porn world. Other examples of hot MILF career women can be seen in their roles as nurses, right? Who are in the power position of authority over their patients, or the librarian, who are in the position of power and authority over the library visitors, and the teachers. Oh, what about the teachers, right? Who are in the position of power and authority over her students. In every case, the MILF's career position comes secondary, or perhaps better to say, hand in hand with her sexual attractiveness and allure. This is what far too many black women of a certain age keep being in denial about. You think it's just about this other ancillary shit. You gotta be fucking hot first, ladies. So when you hear so many black men say that they don't care about your education, what they're really saying, ladies, what they're really saying is you're not hot. MILF porn proves without a shadow of a doubt that men, including older black men, not only aren't intimidated by high achieving career women, but they find it incredibly sexy if the woman in question is actually, hot. Being a dumpy, frumpy, vastly overweight to flat out obese, short-haired harpy isn't gonna get it, ladies. In fact, if you want to keep men away from you, be just that. And bellow on about how so many men are intimidated by your educational and career accomplishments. I guarantee you it will work every last time. You guys understand what Obsidian is telling? Who else talks like this to women? What other book tells you guys this shit? They tell you everything that you want to hear. They don't tell you, shut the fuck up. We don't care about your career. Get hot. Eat a salad. Drink some water. Don't go to a drive-thru. Put down the French fries. Go to the gym. Because until you become hot, all the rest of that shit don't matter. And then they say, oh, you know who's telling you that's bullshit? It's the fat, ugly ones that is saying that we're intimidated by your success. That's bullshit. I know damn well I'm not. Everybody that knows me knows success doesn't intimidate me. So then what else is there? Let's continue. All of this you can clearly see on Pornhub under the MILF category with names like Lisa Ann and Cherry DeVille and Kiana Dior and Brandy Love and Ryan Connor and Ava Devine and Gali Diva and Mona Azar and Sarah J. I know Sarah J. personally. Karen Fisher and Nina Hartley constantly ringing out. One thing that you'll immediately notice about this list is that there are no black women on that list. And that's for good reason, because black women aren't as attractive. There, I said it. Oh, Obsidian, he's going there. Obsidian says because black women aren't as attractive. There, I said it. A defining feature of the MILF is that she is far and away more attractive than a woman of her age cohort and ethnic background would normally be. And with the vast majority of black women being seriously overweight, and with the majority of that number of black women being obese, particularly in the upper age ranges we're talking about here, there is little wonder there are few to no black MILFs of any repute working in porn today. They're all young women. The black women in porn age out way faster. Let's keep it 100, you guys. I visit Pornhub and Xvideo, And let's be clear. When you see an older porn chick, it ain't no black older porn chick. The black women age out. The white women keep going because they're still fit and trim. The black women. Did y'all see that photo? Sidebar. Did you guys see that photo of Pinky? Did you guys see that photo of Pinky that recently surfaced maybe 3 weeks ago where she was at like a convention or something selling books and shit? Oh my God. I posted it on my story. Oh my God. Pinky was somebody that everybody liked. I never really liked the big thick chicks, right? I like them petite. I like them small. That's what I like. I like a small woman because I like to flip you up. You know, you can't go nowhere. Sit here and take this, right? But Pinky was somebody that a lot of black men liked. And what happened was this photo that popped up, I guess that happened, they took it this year, you wouldn't recognize her. Jeez Louise. Again, this is not the result of some devious conspiratorial plot to make black women writ large look bad. It's simply the free market of love at work. No matter how many woke campaigns are foisted onto men, men don't want to see bloated women. They just don't. Yes, there is the BBW genre of porn. And yes, there are even BBW MILFs. But I promise you, they are a very small niche market. One that comes to mind that just might fit the bill is Sophia Rose. And she's exceptional for reasons that I honestly don't think I need to spell out. And even more to the point, the kinds of black men you want wouldn't likely be interested in such BBW MILFs. I know I don't. I avoid the BBW. You know what BBW stands for me is be a better woman. Because I have a whole podcast called BBW and BBM. Be a better woman, be a better man. But in terms of sexual connotations, I avoid BBW. Drake said, I like my girls BBW. You know why Drake said that? Because he knew that you'd buy his album. Drake don't date BBWs. Did Rihanna look BBW? Was J-Lo BBW? Was any of the women that Drake was publicly known to be with a BBW? No. But he told y'all motherfuckers that I like my girls BBW, and y'all ate it up and believed it and kept eating macaroni and cheese and bought his albums and made him rich. All while he fell in love with Rihanna. Make it make sense. It's like a lot of times I'll be thinking, like, are you daft? Like, do you really believe? Anyways, let's continue. Consider Richard Mann. Oh no, I skipped a part. And even more to the point, the kinds of black men you want wouldn't likely be interested in such BBWs. Again, if that were true, there would be a market of men willing to put it on the wood, pardon the pun, to see it. By and large, they don't. Consider Richard Mann, Lexington Steele. Shout out to the bros of Omega Sci-Fi. Lexington Steele is a Q. Mr. Marcus, Shawn Michaels, Mandingo, and Shane Diesel. These are all black male porn stars, all of whom are solidly middle-aged themselves. Quite a few are in their 50s at this point and are still going strong in porn. They are the porn world's equivalent of high-value black men. Go ahead and type in their names in the Pornhub search engine along with the term MILF and see what you get. Almost entirely non-black women doing the deed with these black men. None of them are BBWs either. You can like it or lump it, but there's the facts. There's simply no getting around it, ladies. If you're gonna pull the MILF thing off, you gotta be hot. And that means, one, are you writing this down? Everybody grab your pen and paper. I told you guys this book is for you. Shout out to A Gentleman's Touch. What up, Aaron? Aaron says she's not Pinky no more. She's Big Toe. Exactly. Hey, Heather. Hey, Lakeisha. When did Lakeisha sneak up in here? Listen, Lakeisha, you should have hit me this weekend because you know I'd have flew up to Chicago. Anyways, that's another story. Ladies, I need you to take notes. Black women, Black women, grab a pen and paper real quick, or pull out your smartphone, or, you know, I know you don't have the fucking, the premium version of YouTube, so you can't leave the screen without the video stopping. So you can't go to yellow notes. So go grab a pen and paper. All right. This is what you got to do. You need to be a MILF. Shan likes MILFs. If I'm like a woman with children, she got to be a MILF. That's you got to be hot. You got to be. It's just it's a prerequisite to start the conversation. Number 1, get on a plant-based diet. Hey, Heather. Heather's cute. Ooh, fellas, look at Heather's picture. Heather Woods. All the gentlemen that's watching the show or watching the replay, go look at Heather Woods' picture. I like pretty women. 1, you got to be on a plant-based diet, ladies. Sorry. Soul food is played out. So the days of soul food is played out. All right. Number 2, hit workouts like Shannon does on Daily Burn. Like me and Lakeisha did for you guys in January, February, and March. Where we did Insanity, and where we're getting ready to start doing it again. HIIT workout stands for high intensity interval training. High intensity interval training is a workout where you go really hard for 30 seconds to 3 minutes, and then you take for 1 minute to 3 minutes, and you take a 30-second break. And after your 30-second break, you go hard again for 1 minute to 3 minutes, and then you take a 30-second break, and then you go hard again for 1 minute to 3 minutes, and you take another 30-second break. That's the HIIT workout. You continue to do that, and you only do intervals of 3 sets of a particular workout. That's what a high-intensity interval training workout is. You will burn fat. Ask Lakeisha. Lakeisha and I got it in, along with a Hayakai, Steven, a lot of us, Princessa, we all got it in earlier this year. Strength training and the like on a consistent daily basis. Getting some work done, which is all but certain once a woman reaches a certain age. Trust me, men will thank you for it. And finally, looking the part, which means getting rid of those looking frumpy wears and looking sexy in a MILF sort of way. Basically, you got to change your wardrobe too. What up, A. Wilson? Your wardrobe. Come on. Like, if you guys look like fucking grand auntie and you wearing those dull colors and boring ass shits and those fucking boyfriend jeans, sorry. I need them jeans to hug them hips. I want them jeans to be painted on them thighs, and I don't care what size you are. I want to grab your ass every chance I get. I want to just touch you. Again. Use the aforementioned MILF names as a reference, including the aforementioned BBW MILF, Sophia Rose. All of them tend to don attire you're likely to find in All of them tend to don attire you're likely to find in work and business casual professional settings, but just sexed up a notch. Just enough to subtly titillate the guy's sexual senses. It's a tough balancing act and takes practice to get down, but you'll know it when you've hit it. When you've hit the sweet spot with your look by the number of guys who pay serious attention to you. Trust me when I tell you, your education and achievements will not be held against you if you play your cards right. I'll give you an example. Today, my assistant is at the office. She's in the back. And I went to the bathroom and I came out and she was at our embroidery. We have an industrial embroidery machine. She was making some clothes. And I noticed that she wore some tight jeans today. And I noticed that she had on some flip-flops and they were cute. And then right at the cuff, I think she had a small cuff at the bottom of her jeans. But I know the jeans were fitted, and I know that she had her feet and toes look nice, and it showed a lot of ankle, like so the bottom of the hem of the jean was up a little bit above the ankle, and then she had on these little cute little sandals, right? Like a flip-flop sandal. I think they were like brown leather or had some kind of adornments on it. and had a cuff on it. And I saw that and I was like, you know, that's what happens with us men. We'll see some shit. It don't take 30 seconds. It takes literally a split second, one. And when I saw it, I was like, ooh. Like, oh shit. And I think I stopped and started doing some other shit that I ain't had no business doing or I wasn't even supposed to do. But I looked and I was like, girl, coming to work like that. Now, she didn't hear this. She didn't hear this. She didn't see this. She didn't notice it. She has no idea that this happened, right? Because I'm professional when I'm at work. But I'm being transparent as I explained to you ladies how us men think. When I saw that, when I came around the corner from the refrigerator and I saw her with her foot up, and it just was like, ooh, I like that. That was nice. That's all right. I wonder where those painted on jeans lead to. That's what men think. That's how we think. We think like that all day long to strangers. We think like that to peers. We think like that to friends. We think like that to everybody. I don't know how many, does somebody know the statistic on how often a man thinks about sex per day? I don't know what the statistic is on that, but it has to be an extremely high number. I need to know that actually, just so I can give you guys quality content. That's a stat that I need to know. How often does men think on any level about sex in any given day? All right, let's continue. Conclusion. If you want to succeed at or with something or someone, it only stands to reason to find out as much as you can about said something or someone. And it is no different when it comes to the game of love. Ladies, black women in particular, you simply have to know your market, what it wants, how it thinks, why it acts the way it does. That was the entire point of the previous chapter and is definitely the point of the current one. The porn world has done exactly this, and it has literally netted billions of dollars in devotees as a result. Women of other races have done the same and have gotten the kinds and caliber of men that they wanted. Only black women. It is only black women, and in this case, black women of a certain age, that lag far behind. What? I just got a notification. Lakeisha just sent me a photo. Lakeisha just sent me a photo, and I don't know what she sent. Lakeisha, don't be sending me. Don't start nothing. Lakeisha, I will hop on a flight to Chicago. And where I am now, where Lakeisha, don't play with me. I will catch a red eye to Chicago tonight. I don't know what you just sent me, but Instagram just told me I got a notification that you sent me a photo. Don't start none, won't be none, Lakeisha Michelle. All right. Only black women in this case, black women of a certain age, lag far behind. What they've done hasn't worked. What they are bringing now won't work. Only by completely switching up and adopting a new game plan will the kinds of black women I'm addressing in this chapter start to actually move the needle. Another word, please don't take what I'm saying here as rigid gospel, but treat it more as a guide rather than a straitjacket. Obviously, you're not a non-black woman, but you want to get as close as you can to the types of women discussed in this chapter in terms of appearance and bearing, etc. The closer you get to those ideal ladies, the more you increase your chances of catching the eye of a high-value black man you all claim to want and clearly prefer. That brings me to the next point. Going back to the guys like Lexington Steele and Shawn Michaels, ask yourself, ladies, honestly, would guys like them, the functional equivalents of high-value brothers in the porn world, not only be seen in public with you, not only would take you out, not only would approach you, but would they even have sex with you? Ladies, would Lexington Steele, again, shout out to the brothers of Omega Psi Phi, of which Lexington Steele is a member. would he even want to fuck you? Tell the truth. I know you think you got the best pussy in the world. I know, I get it. But with all the pussy that he can get, why would he want to fuck you? That's a powerful question to ask. Remember, these guys for whom having sex is their daily livelihood, they make very careful decisions as to who to work with, and rightly so. They are depending on men buying their end product, and if the fellas don't like the kinds of women these woodsmen are bedding down, that will be reflected on the balance sheet. Aside from the one-off kinds of oddities you're bound to see in porn, you simply don't see guys like this regularly bedding down large and in charge ladies. You just don't. Who tend to be male porn actors who are on a lower tier in terms of pay, status, and or longevity when compared to Steele's, Michaels, etc. Make of that what you will, ladies. Listen, but by and large, they don't. And their real world, high value black men equivalents don't want to either in the main. At this point, you have to decide, black women, which is more important to you, actually getting results or being a not so lovable loser. My name is Obsidian Ali, Mumia Obsidian Ali, and welcome to my masterclass. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies in particular, become a fucking MILF. And before you talk about your accomplishments or what you've done in life, be somebody that I want to fucking look at. Somebody that I want to have sex with. Make me want to fuck you. And then tell me about your job. I'm sorry. I'm telling you like it is. Make me want to fuck you and then tell me about your job. But if I don't want to fuck you, I don't give a goddamn where you work. I don't care about how big your condominium is or what kind of foreign car you have. I have all of that shit myself. I got multiple homes. I got so many cars. We gotta start them just so the batteries don't go dead. I don't care about none of that stuff. I simply want to know how good you look. Then we can have a conversation. Is that shallow? Yes. I'm all okay with that? Yes. It is what it is. Sorry. Let's move on to chapter 6. Hey, Miss Carrington. What's up, Miss Obsidian is here. Oh, shit. Everybody's up.
Being number one isn't easy.
The author of the book is in the chat, y'all. The author of the book is in the chat. Obsidian, the Obsidian Media Network too. Please, Marvelette, do you have the power to make people moderators? Because I need you to mod up Obsidian. If he's not already modded up. He may be already modded up. I'm not sure if I put him in before, but if he's not, make sure he's modded up. And if he's not, remind me to do it when this broadcast is done. Everybody. Being number one isn't easy. Throw your ones up to my man Obsidian. The author of the book is here, ladies and gentlemen. We read this. I think this is the first time he's pulled up. I think so. I'm not sure. Obsidian, he has a word for you. Where's my mouse? Get my mouse together. Obsidian says, what the ladies have to understand, know, and accept is that sex is the engine of human reproduction, dating, and relationships. Is nothing without this. Listen, ladies, Oscar Wilde said it best. Obsidian is saying the same thing in different modern words. Everything in the world is about sex, except for sex. Sex itself is about power. Everything in the world is about sex. Everything. This microphone, this iPad, this fucking mouse, this chain, this t-shirt, this watch, everything in the world that you can see, smell, hear, or touch is about sex, except for sex. Sex itself is about power. Shout out to Obsidian. I appreciate you being here. Everybody throw your ones up. Being number one isn't easy. Everybody throw your ones up. Yolanda, hi, how are you? Exactly, Miss Carrington. Shout out to Obsidian being in the house. We're moving on to chapter 6, Obsidian. We just knocked out chapter 5. We're trying to explain to the ladies what you so eloquently wrote, that they need to become MILFs. Most women that are in the black love, mating, and dating scene is who are typically older, 35 to 50, right? That's a 15-year window If you have children, be a fucking hot mom. Be a hot mom. If you're married, be a hot mom. If you're single, be a hot mom. Be hot, period. That is the first step to success. And if you're not hot, you need to know it. You know, what do they say? The first step to recovery of alcoholism is to acknowledge the fact that you are, in fact, an alcoholic. That is the first step to recovery. That's why they say, hi, my name is Shannon and I'm an alcoholic. You have to say that and believe it in order to recover. You will not be a recover, frumpy, slumpy, fat woman if you don't realize and accept the fact that you are a frumpy, slumpy, fat woman. It is only when you realize that you're not a 10, you are not a 10, that you'll be on the road to becoming one. Shout out to Obsidian. I appreciate you being here. Let's continue, you guys. We're going to knock out, this chapter is a little shorter than the last one we read, and I'm going to let you guys go. Today we are reading chapter 5 and chapter 6. We just knocked out chapter 5, Become a MILF. He gave you specific instructions, ladies and gentlemen, ladies particularly. Obsidian gave you specific instructions. Here, let me go back to them. 1, a plant-based diet, period. Put down the macaroni and cheese. 2, get in the fucking gym. Hit workouts, high-intensity interval training workouts, strength training, right? 3, get work done if you have to. And 4, step up your wardrobe. Half of you guys got clothes in your closet right now that need to go straight. Don't take it to Goodwill. Goodwill got plenty of junk. That needs to go to the trash. Half of you women's wardrobe needs to go to the, when's the last time you did when's the last time you ladies went through the closet, took everything off the rack? You have a closet pole in your closet. Right now, you have a closet pole in your closet. And on said closet pole, you have clothes hanging on a hanger. I need you to go in that closet and take everything off, all hangers off that rack, and throw them on your bed. Throw them on your bed. This is coming from a fashion designer. This is coming from somebody who sells clothes, all right? I'm telling you, I'm giving you some game. Go tonight. This needs to happen. Don't do it Tuesday. I need you to do it tonight, Monday night. You do it right now if you're at home and continue listening to us read chapter 6. You need to go in your closet and you need to take everything off the rack. I want you to be able to walk in your closet and look at nothing as if you just moved into the place yesterday. Nothing is on the rack. Then, once you throw those clothes on the bed, get rid of anything that you haven't worn in 2021 or 2022. I'm giving you 6 months grace because I normally tell people a year. If you haven't worn it in a year, get rid of it. It has no business being in your closet. Oh, but I might would. No, you're not. You're not going to be a different person. You thinking about you women, you guys are so fixated on possibilities, not probabilities. I need you to get on probability game, not possibility. If you haven't worn that piece of clothing, that blouse, that dress, those fucking jeans, get rid of it. If you haven't worn it in the year 2021 or 2022, if you've worn it 2020 or before, it has no business being in your closet. Get rid of it. Because you will not replace it as long as every time you open your closet, you're going to see it. It's a psychological thing. I'm giving you some fashion game here. This is what we have to do to purge our inventory. But I'm helping you guys. I'm condensing this down to a version that you can work your own self to reinvent yourselves. Get rid of anything in your closet that you haven't worn. And I don't care how fly it is, by the way. I don't give a fuck if it's super fly, and I don't care how much you paid for it. I don't care if it's a pair of fucking True Religion jeans that you paid $400 for 20 years ago. 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. If you haven't worn it in 2021 or 2022, throw it in the front living room because it's going out. It's out of here. That's number one. Once you go through that, don't put anything in the closet because you got to go through it again. Now I need you to get rid of anything that is frumpy, lumpy, frizzy, holy, or fucking faded. Frumpy, lumpy, frizzy, holy, or faded. All frumpy, lumpy, frizzy, holy, or faded colors, items that you wore this year and last year, don't put that shit on again. Get rid of it. It goes with the old clothes that you haven't worn. It's not, oh, but I like this. It's my favorite. I don't care. It's frumpy. It's frizzy. It got holes in it. But it's such a small micro hole. I don't care. Buy a new one. This is what you must do tonight. This is an order. I'm giving you a direct order. All right? Once you have clothes left that you've worn in the last year and a half, and they are in good condition and with bright colors, you can then put those back in the closet if you so desire. This includes all t-shirts, this includes all jeans, all slacks, all fucking skirts, all dresses, everything. This is your challenge for tonight. And if you want to be really special, send me a photo. DM me the photo. I want to see it. I want to see the bags of clothes that are going bye-bye. I don't need to see the clothes themselves. Send me the bags of photos and take a picture with it so you might make sure that you didn't go on the internet and grab some shit. I want to see the bags of clothes that you guys have gotten rid of because you are going to reinvent yourselves for summer of 2022. We're just getting started. Today is only the 12th, 13th of June. You're not going to go into the summer of this year with that old shit. Obsidian himself had just told you, ladies, that you need to change your clothes. Well, this is how you start. Where did I end up? Okay. It was his point number 4. Looking the part, ladies, which means getting rid of those mod-looking frumpy wears and looking sexy in a MILF sort of way. So you just got your marching orders. I expect all of you ladies to follow suit. All right? All right, let's continue. This is what must happen. I believe that you guys are going to follow instructions. I believe that you're going to do what you're supposed to do. I repeat, if you haven't worn it, I don't care that it's your favorite. I don't care that you love it. I don't care that it looked good on you and you are waiting to lose weight to wear it. Let me emphasize that. I do not care that you love it and you were waiting to lose weight to wear it again. We're going to buy new shit when you lose weight. If you haven't put it on your body and worn it in 2021 or 2022, it has to go. That's number 1. Then, if it's frumpy, slumpy, frizzy or holy or faded, it has to go. Those are the 2 requirements. All right. Moving on. Chapter 6. Rules for the big girls. Rules for the big girls. Obsidian is telling y'all some shit. I know y'all don't like to hear this the kind of stuff in the. I know you don't want to listen to this. Like, who wants to hear this information? Did you guys want me to talk to you nice and tell you how much of a queen you are and how men need to accept you as you are? Is that what you guys wanted me to read to you? A book that tells you that you are perfect? You are a perfect 10 and men need to get on your plan and your program and you need to work on your career and work on your purpose. Your purpose is men. Your goals and purposes are different. I'll talk about that on a different podcast, though. Let's go. Rules for Big Girls, Chapter 6. Watch out for the big girl, Jimmy Jones, the late Baltimore club musician. It was recently reported in the gossip news that the legendary rapper Lil Wayne had upgraded from his previous BBW squeeze, the supermodel Letitia Thomas, to another BBW, one Miss Denise Bidot. I think that's the white girl, right? She's standing at 5 feet 11 and weighing in at about 200 pounds. Miss Bidot wears it all very well, I must say. She serves as an excellent visual reference for today's topic, one that has been fraught with all the extra that we've come to expect, not just of black women, but of black folks, period. But I do want to put this out there. Do you guys realize that Nipsey Hussle's girl is Lil Wayne's baby daddy, or baby mama? Lauren London, small petite self, has Lil Wayne's child, and the other baby mothers of Lil Wayne are small women. And by the way, Superhead Corinne Steffens is the woman that says Lil Wayne's can get her pussy whenever he wants. Her pussy is on demand for Lil Wayne. So while he's out here publicly dating these BBWs, I always thought that was interesting that everybody talked about, look, Lil Wayne got a big girl, but he only had children with small women and the ones he fucks on a regular for the last 15 years is video vixens. Just want to put that out there. Nevertheless, it's time that we had some brutally honest, straight talk on the matter, because it is having a deleterious impact on relations between black men and women. Today, the average black American woman stands about 5'4" and weighs nearly as much as Miss Badeau does. As my colleague and friend St. Kevin Samuels so often says, if you don't have black relationships, you don't have black anything. Warning, raw truth telling ahead. Listen, if you guys, ladies, now I told you this book is for the women and we're speaking directly to the women this month. And he's already explained to you that he's not coming to make you feel good. We don't give a fuck about feelings. If you are triggered and you are concerned about how you're going to feel or how the message is going to be conveyed, please take the next 10 seconds to log off. I'll wait. Naima's here. Hey, Naima. Naima's here, y'all.
Hooah!
Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Naima's amazing sister that helped us this weekend out of Philly. It's good to have you here. She fine too. I don't know if I don't know if she's single. I don't think she's single. She was partying with us. Shout out to Naima. Have you left yet, ladies? I don't know. I'm not looking at the count of people that's in it. I don't even know how many people watching the show, but I just want all the women that gets triggered easily to go to a safe place. Go to your safe spaces. This is not a safe space for you. I don't make a safe space for women. I don't make a safe space for men. I don't make safe spaces. I didn't grow up in one, so I don't make them. All right, here we go. But first, a cautionary note. This is a mature discussion for grown adults. That means both legally, morally, culturally, socially, and most of all, emotionally. If you are a black woman who gets triggered easily, see, that's what I'm saying. And mind you, I never read this book. I'm reading this book as we go, but me and Obsidian, we think so much alike that even when my sidebars are going, he turns around and says some shit that I'm already thinking because me and Obsidian think so much alike. If you are a black woman who gets triggered easily, who cannot handle being told plain truths, and who doesn't like being told things that aren't pretty, this essay is not for you. Please do yourself and the rest of humanity a favor and go click on something else more to your liking. And spare us all the outrage, temper tantrums, and generally bad behavior that black women writ large have become notorious for in an internet age. And in short, give it a rest, sis. All right, here we go. Another point, today's essay will not be about short-term mating, also known as casual sex, cuffing season, weekend flings, friends with benefits, or, as many of you large ladies like to say when you're queried as to the number of quality and current suitors you're dealing with. Because we know y'all always talk about a guy, this high-value guy that you're dealing with, right? Which other means he's just fucking and getting sucked by you, but that's it. Today's essay is written with the idea of either marriage in mind, failing that, a long-term monogamous, emotionally profound relationship. Shout out to Mr. Alan Roger Curry of Mode 1. Get that book, please, for that one. This is a very important point to note here, as I and my colleagues have noticed that many black women, and for the purposes of today's discussion, those deemed big girls, tend to conflate a shorter-term sexual relationship with a man with the possibility, damn, you women and your possibilities, of it being parlayed into a longer-term, more publicly acknowledged one. As I'm sure many of you know by now, this is rarely the case. It has been times before, but it bears repeating. Big girls can and often do make for a wonderful lay in bed. The old adage, big girls try harder, has more than a ring of truth to it. There's a reason why you, more plus-size ladies, are never wanting for male company in a way that you should want it. Your reputation in this regard precedes you. Trust me. And shout out to my man, Thomas Thompson. Where's my mouse? Shout out to Thomas Thompson for the $10 super chat. Hold on, y'all. You know, when we get a super chat over here, First of all, we call it a blessing, right? Ain't that what we call them? We call them blessings. They're not donations. And we make them the stream sponsor. Thomas Thompson has been a stream sponsor many times. And let's throw him up on the screen. I want his name to see it right there. Where's that? Right there as it scrolls across the screen, embedded forever. That's Thomas Thompson has blessed this channel with a super chat. Thank you, Thomas. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody throw your ones up like Lakeisha did automatically. All soldiers that's in here, please throw your ones up and encourage Thomas Thompson for doing what he did, because being number one isn't easy. He went above and beyond his call of duty. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. All right, let's continue. The problem, as I am sure many of you know all too well, is that not too many guys are willing to be seen with you out in public. This is particularly true for those black men who have made something of themselves and who have something to offer a woman besides a good time in the dark. We can debate the whys and the wherefores till the cows come home, pardon the pun. But the simple truth is that men in general, and black men in particular, even those who are in the elite strata, have a dual setting, right, when it comes to women. Some, they only want to fuck and bang when no one's looking. And others, they want everyone to know that they're banging. I trust you all know which category you fall into. After literally decades of standing by watching various personalities in what I call the black love machine tell so many of you black women what you want to hear, that you'll find a man who'll love you as you are, I finally decided that enough is enough, and have taken matters into my own hands. Moreover, in direct response to many of you who complain that you simply cannot meet white Eurocentric beauty standards, which in this case means a rail thin white woman, please note that Miss Badeau is herself quite white. I've decided again to take matters into my own hands and directly address you ladies in writing and in a no-nonsense way as to your situation and what you must do if you are to improve it. Ladies, listen up. What up, Sherwin? Ladies, listen up, all right? Fair enough. Here's the problem, though. Successful black men aren't going to pay for a black woman who is heavier than he is, period. And looks like it at that. Point blank, period. This goes out to all the ladies in Black America who insist that they can't or won't be rail thin. So be it. These then are rules for big girls. So with all that out the way, let's get right to it, shall we, ladies? Queuing up the notorious B.I.G. 10 crack commandments. The 10 rules for being a big girl. Am I listening? I'm sorry. Are you guys listening? The 10 rules for being a big girl. Oh, look. Number 1, you got to be tall. You have to be tall. 6 foot the goddess. You have to be tall. If you insist on being a big girl, you have to be big vertically too. Trust me when I tell you there is nothing appealing to a successful black man about a short, squat black woman who more closely resembles a mailbox on the corner. As Miss Badeau above aptly demonstrates, BBW models are tall by definition. Indeed, they can get away with having extra because they're tall. Runway models tend to hover around 6 feet or so, while magazine and internet fashion models tend to run from 5'8" to 5'11". The latter being Miss Badeau's height. Lots of guys go for the quote unquote Amazon look, all things being equal, more below. And before you go trying to attack Obsidian, trust him. You ain't saying nothing but a word. There's a reason why they call stores for men big and tall, not short and squat. Okay? If you're a short guy like Obsidian is, he's 5'7", you understand that you can't be both short and fat. You got to pick a struggle, which is why I have a personal trainer and work out a lot. Moving right along. The second rule for big girls. Hey, Yolanda, I'm glad you're back. Listen, we're giving the rules on big girls. Yolanda, I'm not sure if you fall in this category. All right. But number one, Yolanda, you can't be too short. You have to be tall. Here's a rule. Rule one for fat women, fat black women. If you insist on being fat, you got to be tall. All right. It's number one. Number two, Coke bottle, not milk jug. Ladies, think Coke bottle, not milk jug. Coke bottle, not milk jug. Studies of male preferences in women worldwide have proven that men everywhere prefer an hourglass or Coke bottle figure on women. Even blind men who can't see you prefer this. So there's no point in trying to deny it. The good news is that this isn't contingent on a woman's dress size per se, which means that you can get that Coke bottle figure without having to be a dress size 4. The trick, though, is that you can't cheat to do it. Something many of you ladies are notorious for doing, and which many black men feel some kind of way about, and rightfully so, because you are defrauding them about your actual mate value. This means that you can't Spanx your way into a snatched waist and a flat tummy. You either have it or you don't. At this point, those ladies who have the means to do so resort to the Dr. Miami treatments, and I would seriously caution you not to follow suit. Not only is such a thing inherently dangerous as anything surgical is, there's also the fact that an amazingly high percentage of women who undergo such procedures wind up gaining a lot of weight back. Which brings us to the most important thing here. You need to talk to someone about your emotional issues that cause you to get this big in the first damn place. Then get a personal trainer who can help you get the weight off naturally and over time. At least a year, if not more. In any event, if you're gonna be a big girl, you gotta be tall, and you have to have a really nice figure to pull it off. Meg the Stallion. Number 3 rule, if you're gonna be a big girl. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. Marvy, that's funny. I'm gonna use that. I have a flat tummy, but the L is silent. That is funny as fuck. That's a good joke. Marvy, that's funny. All right, ladies, listen. I'm sorry. Fat women, if you insist on being fat, then certain black men are off limits to you. There, I said it. Get over it. Even if you're comparable to Ms. Badeau, the fact remains that larger women are associated with lower socioeconomic status, which means that black men who are from the doctor, lawyer, Indian chief ranks are, for all intents, off limits to you. They tend to go for much more petite ladies. And by the way, this is a sidebar. We're not talking about big women who's been in a marriage for 30 years that met their husband when they were 19 and he became a doctor and they got rich together and they're still together. And so now she's a big girl. We're not talking about him. Because I know a lot of you ladies, like whenever I get into these discussions on my channel, on my call-in show, High Value Shan, or on Clubhouse, it's always, well, I know somebody that's fat and she ain't all that good looking and her husband's a millionaire. And I say, well, how long have you been together? 35 years. I'll say, oh, well, they fucking met in college. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the bachelors. Just want to put that out there. All right? I'm talking about the men that's available to you today. He ain't checking for the fat chick. They tend to go for much more petite ladies. And if you're not that, you're pretty much invisible to them. Now, don't get me wrong. And I hate that he used the word petite because petite is more about height than weight. Petite is more about height than weight. Hold on. Now, don't get me wrong. Many of you know these masters of the universe type black men because you work with them, right? In big law or big government or big medicine, big entertainment and so on. But part of their profile and professional skill set calls for them to be really good with people, which would include you. You might have noticed how many of these guys aren't fazed one bit by the all body positivity campaigns that have been going on. That would be for good reason. Such things only really work on guys who don't have the means to afford the women that they actually want. So you see, these guys, on the other hand, they do have the means to afford the women that they want. And like anyone with privilege, they aren't going to argue back and forth with large and in charge fat activists. They will simply and quietly use their status, prestige, and real money to insulate themselves from the ladies, from the likes of you. Surround themselves with the aforementioned petite cuties and call it a day. There's no point in tilting at windmills trying in vain to change this. You won't. Instead, you have to know your lane, the kinds of black men you can get. One of the sure bets is what Kevin Samuels calls the Blue Henry. Blue-collar tradesmen, merchants, lower class, small businessmen, and other self-made men think of like George Jefferson, right? From the Jeffersons and so on. That's the black men you have a real shot at being able to attract for something longer than a roll in the hay on the quiet. Notice that Miss Bedeau herself has a black man from the lower socioeconomic classes in Lil Wayne, yet he is wildly successful, and that's what I mean. The number 4 rule for black women that are fat is go for older guys. Now I'm taking Obsidian. No, I don't agree with number 4. Being a man of certain age, I turned 50 last Thursday. Obsidian says go for the older guys. I'm not fucking with fat women. So I don't know what Obsidian's talking about, right? Hold on a second. Where's my phone? My cousin is heading to the house. What is going on? Hold on, y'all. And I can open the house from here. If I'm not there, I'll open the house for you and be on my way. I'm almost done. All right, cool. That's that. Let's get back. Hold on, y'all. Switch to the iPad Pro. Bring up the screen. Cool. And we back. Go for older guys is what Obsidian tells you ladies to do. All right. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate you. Based on my crack research and development team at Obsidian Radio Central, we've determined that BBW hotties along the lines of specifications discussed here will have their best chance with older guys. And by that, it is meant older millennials, late 30s, and especially Generation Xers, 40 to 54. Black men in this age range are more forgiving and willing to work with BBW. All right, cool. BBW gals. Again, with the proviso that she comes very close to Denise Bedeau ideal. Putting this insight together with the aforementioned point of profile emergence, you want to focus on the older Blue Henry market of black men. skilled tradesmen, small business owners, merchants, and the like. Those are the guys who will give you a real chance at being a Mrs. Don't sleep on those older guys. Obsidian says, ladies, if you're gonna be fat and you insist on remaining fat, go for older men. One, you gotta be taller. Two, you gotta be shaped like a Coke bottle. You gotta have a small waist, right? It is what it is, right? Three, certain men are off limits to you. Those high echelon men, they're not gonna argue with you. They're not gonna go back and forth with you. All they're gonna do is just fuck with the women that they like, and you're not invited into the VIP section with them. You can't come to the house. You can't come to the party, all right? Next is, listen, if you're gonna be fat and you insist on being fat, go for older men. Just not Shannon, but go for the other older men, right? Number 5, you gotta have a pretty face. If you're gonna be, you gotta pick a struggle, right? If you're gonna be large and in charge, you gotta have a pretty face. You've all heard it before about the big girl with the really pretty face, and you've heard it because it's true and it matters. Life ain't fair. And you have to have counterbalance. You have to have counterbalance what this world tends to frown on by offering something that it values. And yeah, women with pretty faces get farther than women with plainer or downright homely faces. If you're going to be a big girl, your face has to be quite above average. Again, using Miss Bedeau as a reference, that means clear, right? Lustrous skin, neoteneous features. Please spare me the featureism nonsense. We don't want to hear that shit, right? Longer, lustrous hair. Please don't try Wookiee weave. Don't try to Wookiee weave your way into this. Learn to grow your own damn hair naturally. It's very important. Do you see any BBW models who are but butterfaces? They're all pretty face women, period. Number 6, if you're gonna be a fat girl and you remain a fat girl and you insist on being a fat girl and losing weight is not an option for you, then no double chins, ladies. No fat necks, no fat backs, no cankles. This brings me to the next point. If you're going to be a big girl, you can't have all the usual stuff that comes with being plus size in the mind of the general public, which includes all of the aforementioned. Like Miss Bedeau, you are going to have to wear your extra well. And that ain't gonna happen with a fat back, the Michelin Man tire happening around your neck, and a fat face that looks like Miss Piggy. That's harsh, I know, but better to hear it from me than for you to keep experiencing it out there in the rough and tumble world of dating and mating in contemporary Black America. You can hate me later. If you're going to be fat and remain fat and you're not going to lose weight, then number 7, you must work out every day. If you're gonna be a big girl, you have to understand that you have a high maintenance body type and figure. Think of, say, a Jaguar, the car, I mean. Jags are known for their high maintenance nature, which is one reason why you don't see many of them out on the road. Most people can't afford the upkeep of a Jaguar. I know lots of ladies don't like being compared to cars, but this is how lots of guys think. So get over it. This is how we think. So we don't give a fuck about what you think. It's about what we think, right? Anyway, if you're gonna maintain an appearance comparable to Miss Bedeau, you're gonna have to be in the gym a lot, work out at home a lot, or both, like every day a lot, right? For the rest of your life. You more than anyone knows that you're only a double quarter pound with cheese away from being Miss Piggy outright, and you definitely don't want that to happen, right? Yoga, Pilates, HIIT workouts, you name it, are your friends, sis. If you want a brother to pay your bills, you're gonna have to move it, and keep on moving it. That brings us to point number 8. If you are a fat woman and intend to remain a fat woman. But before that, let's give a shout out to Yolanda. Love Ease. I want to say Love Ease, but I know it's just Loves. Yolanda Loves. Everybody, throw your ones up to Yolanda Loves.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
She's blessed the channel. So I think so. It's important for those that's never been on this channel to know that your donations are not donations, they're blessings. That's what we call it. So thank you for the blessing. And we always throw our ones up to people.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
Because you're investing in our channel. Let me go ahead and put her. What does she say? Yolanda says, hello, everyone. New subscriber here and supporter of Obsidian. Love his work. Also has a beautiful mind. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Obsidian. Shout out to Yolanda. And thank you. Wait, Yolanda's cute. It's hard to see because it's black and white. But is she throwing up the SG Road sign or is she throwing up the west side? Look like she's throwing up the west side. I'm not sure, but she look like, anyways. All right, let's continue. Thank you, Yolanda. We appreciate you. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you for your support. And welcome to Shannon Rawls and the Shannon Rawls Army.
Hooah!
All right, let's continue. Ladies, and this is important. This is actually more important than number 7. I wish Obsidian would have put this in a different, I wish he would have flipped 7 and 8. Because your fatness is as a result of the kitchen, not the gym. You got to watch your diet, ladies. If you're going to be fat, you got to watch your diet, which means pretty much changing your diet outright. For many of you, that more than likely means eventually going plant-based, as they like to call it today. It's just another cutesy way of saying vegetarian or vegan. Same with other things. You're more than likely going to have to, gonna have to cut out out of the diet too. We only got 2 pages left, guys. If you're gonna be comparable to BBW models like Miss Bedeau, you gotta admit, compared to other BBWs, beautiful women, especially in Black America, she's downright streamlined, ain't she? And chances are that's not by accident. I don't know her. He's talking about Lil Wayne's ex-girlfriend, because they broke up. Lil Wayne's ex-girlfriend, Miss Bedeau. I don't know her, but I'd lay good odds that she's got at least one, if not several trainers, nutritionists that are working with her to maintain that figure of hers. And after all, it's her chief moneymaker, unless she's able to get Lil Wayne to put a ring on it. If you want to be a big girl on that level that has a Black man willing to pay your bills, the price is that you change the way you eat and that you work out every day for the rest of your life. That is a bar. Damn. Ladies, that's for everybody. That's certainly for me. Can I personalize this last sentence, Obsidian? I'm not sure if you're still here. I like to personalize this last sentence. If you want to be Shannon's girl and have Shannon willing to pay all your bills and being the protector, provider, and problem solver of your life, the price is that you change the way you eat and that you work out every day for the rest of your life. That's the deal. It's non-negotiable. There's no appeal process. That's the sentence. Sorry, it is what it is. If you're going to be a big girl and you intend to remain a big girl, then number 9, you can't be a difficult big girl. You cannot be a difficult big girl. You know the word I was originally going to use. Again, life ain't fair. So let's get this out the way. Being a difficult, bratty kid, sister type, ain't your lane, sis. Not for fat girls. That's for your more conventionally attractive, petite pixies. Not you, fat girl. You are expected to be pleasant and accommodating. You're expected to be graceful. You're expected to be poised. Not a doormat. So before any of you get your backs up, that's not what I mean, but you know what I mean and still want to rail against the unfairness of it all. You might as well stop your bumbleclot crying right now because it won't change anything. Don't you know your secret weapon is kindness, ladies? That really goes for all women. I mean, I know Obsidian's talking to the big girls, but god damn, a kind woman, man. I keep running into so many unkind women. A kind woman is a secret fucking weapon. It is a superpower. It is a superpower when it comes to men. Leave the being Miss Hell on Wheels to the Cardi B's of the world. You have a much bigger fish to fry. Pardon the pun. Number 10, if you're going to be a big girl and remain a big girl and you have no interest in losing weight, no fucking stiletto heels. They weren't designed for Amazons like you. And you look downright silly wearing them. Stop it. Instead, rock a chunky heel or wedge heels and no flats either. Men hate those too. Stilettos were designed for your more petite pixie sisters, not you. Just like I can't rock a full-on duster style overcoat without looking like Cousin It, you can't rock stiletto heels with all them legs and behind and hips without looking like the Leaning Tower of Pisa or something. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're gonna be a big girl, you're gonna have to accept that certain wares and clothes and shoes are simply not for you. And that you're gonna have to rock things that work with you, not make you look like a big old fool. Try maxi dresses too. They were made for the tall chicks, you know, so work it out. Stilettos, give them up. If you're a big girl, don't come out here fucking getting ready to break the heel on those 6-inch stilettos. Number 11, ladies, if you're gonna be a big girl and you're gonna remain a big girl, you have got to love sex. And we've not only saved the best for last, we've tackled it on a bonus parting shot. I was wondering, I thought he said this was 10 things. So here's number 11. This is a bonus. We've tackled it on a bonus parting shot. As I've noted above, there's a reason why you big girls are a creeping favorite. And that's because you're known for liking to get it on. That can and should be a huge selling point to the fellas considering you for the long term. But for those of you who are just not that enthused about a little bump and grind, know this. You can't simply mail it in. Kim Kardashian could get away with the cold mackerel with Ray J, but you won't. You got to have enthusiasm, baby. You got to make some noise. You got to be wet and you got to make it good. On demand, sex on demand when I want to fuck. Why you ain't undressing? After all, that is part of the deal, remember? Trust me, nothing relieves stress from a long, hard day's work than being served up a nice evening drink and a mean Hummer. It works wonders. Hummers are blowjobs, by the way. That's what I was talking about earlier. Further suggested reading. Although these sources will appear in the bibliography in the back of this book, I thought it prudent to include here that directly apply to the topic at hand. Following my citation of each book source will be my own personal take. Here we go. Paul Faucel's Class of 1983. Originally coming out in the 1980s, this classic text on how social class works in America context has been updated several times since and remains a staple go-to tome on the topic. I listed here because as many studies and the like have shown, bigger women are rarely seen in the upper classes. And if you want to be there, it behooves you to slim down as much as possible. I'm just saying. Then there's David M. Buss, The Evolution of Desire from 1994 and the 2003 version. Basic Books, another classic which has also seen an update or two since its original publication almost 20 years ago. And one of my personal favorites and go-to sources on all things dating and mating related. Professional Buss, he lays out all of the evidence on how both sexes operate in the mating arena. And his findings are definitely not for the faint of heart. So you've been warned, rather. How it relates to what we're talking about here is its discussion of what men, especially those who are most in a position to get what they desire, want when it comes to women. And simply put, you're hard pressed to find many high value men, even black ones, out and about with proverbial big Shirleys. Again, I'm just saying. And then there's Pamela Paul, right? For long term, men favor face over figure. It's a book that came out in November of 2010. New York Times, a most excellent. Oh no, it's an op-ed that came out in the paper. November 5th, 2010, New York Times. A most excellent piece that appeared in the nation's newspaper of record about how scientific studies have indeed revealed that when it comes to men who have chose For long-term mates, a woman's face becomes very important, which should come as good news if you're a big girl along the lines of what this chapter is talking about. Having an exceptionally pretty face puts you above even your thinner sisters out there. Nice. Then there's also Gina Colada, right? Women pay prices for being obese. That came out in September 30th, 1993 in the New York Times. The Lady Grace strikes again with a piece that, while a bit dated, nevertheless brings the goods in our time today. Scientific evidence has proven then and now that well-heeled men, including black, simply don't do fat chicks. And if you are a big girl, chances are fairly high you will be paying for a price for it in more ways than one. And finally, there's Charles Murray, a book called Coming Apart, The State of White America, 1960 to 2010. Crown Forum is the publisher. Murray, whether he knows it or not, really does a masterful job of bringing all the aforementioned sources together and distills it down into one powerful volume about how the other half, right, quote unquote, the other half, what he refers to as the new upper class, lives, works, and important for this discussion here, ladies, looks like. In his own words, they are, and again I quote, whip it thin, due to their lifestyles, tastes, activities, and most of all, their diets. Hands down, one of the most powerful and insightful books I've read in the past decade, and directly applicable to this book you're reading right now in more ways than one. Any question, ladies? And we are done for the day. Chapter 5 and 6 is a wrap. I got to go early. I normally talk to you guys, but I got my cousins that's from the Orange County. They went and hung out with my mom. Now they're heading over to my house. They have my sons, so I got to meet them at my house. I can let them in the house, but I want to meet them there. So I got to run, you guys. Normally we have a little bit of discussion. I give you a little bit of dialogue, but today I can't. I appreciate each and every one of you guys pulling up. Thank you to the 2 people who gave super chats. Thank you for your support and your continued blessings that this channel so desperately needs. I appreciate you guys for being here. Remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. My name is Mr. Shannon. Please like this video, share this video, tell people about this video, share it to your Facebook page particularly, right? It's really easy. You just click it, it'll send it, and it'll post it on the Facebook page. We're coming back tomorrow morning, right? Because what I read today, well, I was supposed to read last Friday, but I was out of town. And what I'm supposed to read today, I pushed till tomorrow. So tomorrow we are reading chapters 7 and 8. We are reading chapter 7 and 8, 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I hope to see you there. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you later. You, my friends, are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha. Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Me haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón. Te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón. Solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta soy sensible. Cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso miento. Chica, necesito mis anteojos. Quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada.